Artlist.io.
What's up, tube viewers? My name is Pax, and I'm back to react. So if you're seeing my face, you're in the right place. Today, we got some really shocking and disturbing news. Kodak Black has been arrested and is in court after drug trafficking in Florida. They're saying that he had a copious amount of an illicit narcotic that they later determined to be ecstasy, MDMA, and that's not good. Also, he's got a co-defendant or two. There were numerous firearms alleged to have been found in the car, one on another person. There was a lot of marijuana that is alleged to have been found. This has been brought on by an investigation that was months in the making. So we're gonna go over here to NBC 6 South Florida, and it looks like Kodak Black is actually being arraigned. They're having some type of hearing for him. So we're gonna go over there and check it out and see what's going on with him and get a live update on what might be going on with him. So y'all stick with me. I'm gonna leave my colorful commentary throughout, and let's get to it. See what's going on. So as y'all can see here, Kodak Black is in custody. His arms are behind his back, and he's got that 1,000-yard stare on his face. It's not good. Again, he's been arrested. He's currently in custody, it looks like in Florida, and this was an investigation months in the making. It sounds like the detectives are using his social media posts to kind of put some of the pieces together. They're saying that there were some items that were found to be on his person at the time of his arrest that were posted on some of his social media accounts. So it's not looking good at this time. The feds and the police, they're definitely aware of what's going on social media. They're paying attention to what everybody's posting, and it's very detrimental when you go on social media and post drugs and guns and cash that you can't explain and things like that. Recently, as far back as just a couple of years ago, Kodak Black, aka Bill Capri, was pardoned by Donald Trump, for after he went and filled out a fraudulent application to obtain a firearm. He was ultimately convicted and sent to prison, and Donald Trump pardoned him for that crime, and he was freed. He's done a lot of work within his community. He gives back and things, and so I'm sure we're gonna get a White House update, some kind of press release from them, because they kind of have egg on their face, so to speak, right now after having pardoned Kodak Black. We don't want to see anything happen to Kodak Black. This is terrible news. We don't want to see anything happen to Kodak Black. Hopefully, he can receive some type of treatment, get himself into some kind of facility that where he can get clean and sober, and receive some sort of aftercare and move forward with his life. I don't think prison is necessarily the place where he's going to receive that type of care. However, when you get caught with guns and drugs, they can trigger, mandatory minimums. They can trigger, very serious felony charges. Sometimes these charges can be picked up by the federal government, and then it gets even worse. So if there's co-defendants, they're gonna be, highly incentivized to cooperate against Kodak Black, especially with these type of charges involved. He's got a really good lawyer who he has a very personal relationship, almost a father-son type relationship with, And I'm sure that he's looking forward to litigating in court on behalf of Kodak Black to get him freed as soon as possible. As we can see here, I mean, I've let this play, without interfering with it. He is definitely in custody. They're having some type of, you know, perp walk with him where they're bringing him out in front of the media. They're trying to humiliate him. And, for all intents and purposes, they're trying to paint him out to be a horrible individual. Now, we all know that that's not the case. He sold millions and millions of records worldwide. Like I said, we know that he gives back to the kids. He's very active in the community. And, the list goes on. So we don't want to see anything happen to Kodak Black. This is horrible news. Again, with the kids, when you go out here and you have guns and drugs in the car and things happen, it's being reported that there was some type of altercation that may have that's alleged to have taken place where shots were fired, and that is the whole reason why police had contact with I think it was a car and or Kodak Black, which ultimately led to them finding illicit drugs and firearms that were not registered and that were in the possession of people who should not have been possessing them. So it's not looking very good at this time. Again, we're hoping for the very best as it pertains to Kodak Black, and we want to see him free. Again, I want to see Kodak Black get into a treatment facility and get the help he needs. I don't want to see him go to prison. Obviously, again, I think that the White House is going to have something to say with regards to his arrest. We'll wait to hear what's going on with that. But this is not looking good. He does have a very good attorney. He's got the means and the resources to fight back. So I'm sure that that's going to be the case. So until we hear anything further, my name is Pax, and I'm just here to keep track of these facts. You guys, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you very, very much. We are on the rise. We just cleared 1,200 subscribers, so I appreciate y'all very, very much. Please keep coming back, and until next time, go out, meet a friend, be positive in your community, be an inspiration, or be inspired. I'm out of here.